right. Hey, what's up? Welcome to episode 3 of the SLC Sit Down. I am Cat Umano.
Hey guys, what's up? Kiki Furia here.
Yeah, and welcome to episode 3. Thank you for everyone who has already tuned in to episode 2. Yeah.
That's like, I'm still tripping out right now because I'm like, dang, people are actually listening to this. This is awesome.
Yeah, so keep it going. We do have a Facebook page, SLC Sit Down Podcast. We also have Twitter. It's at SLC Sit Down. So yeah, feel free to leave feedback, ask questions, any of that good stuff.
You guys have been doing awesome too, by the way. Like,
yes,
people
the
have
retweets
been really
and
engaging, and I've been loving to see that. So thanks, guys.
We appreciate it. As far as for our social media, you can find me on basically all social media at Cat Umano, C-A-T. Last name is U-M-A-N-O because my usernames are just oh so creative. Instagram, Twitter, all that fun stuff.
Yep, and you can find Kiki Furia pretty much on all social media as well. Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all the things.
Yeah, I have a different Snapchat name, but you don't want to be friends with me on Snapchat. I haven't been using it, so don't worry about that. Okay, as far as what the heck are we doing? So last time we had a great panel. It was me, Kiki, Stefan Watson from the Crack Brain Cost Pod, and then Dr. White from the U. We had a great discussion on interracial relationships and geek dating. But this week, it's just going to be me and Kiki. We're going to be your hosts, fearless leaders, all that fun stuff. We're going to be coming to you every week. And then we're still figuring that out. Every couple weeks, we will come to you with some larger panels of, 4 to 5 people. And then we will work on kind of a Wakanda scale panel again with, last time we had about 12 people.
Yeah.
But you will be hearing from us every week. So
Every week.
Every Woke
Get
Wednesday.
Get excited.
Yeah.
Get woke with us.
Get woke. Okay. Well, before we get started, Kiki has some shout outs.
Shout outs to Crack Brain. Stefan Watson, you're amazing, dude. Thank you so much for letting us borrow equipment so we can do this and be with our listeners every week. So shout out to Crack Brain Podcast. You guys go check them out. They're amazing. Shout out to Geek Show. They just celebrated their 10th anniversary,
Woo.
which is amazing. Those are amazing guys. If you don't know them, again, shame on you. Go listen to them. Vocal Minority Podcast. That's Jay. He's fantastic. Also on Geek Show. Go listen to him. Big Shiny Robot. They hosted us last episode that we did. Big Shiny Robot. Tom, you're awesome. And lastly, shout out to Watchtower, Tui and Corey. You guys are amazing. We meet there to just chit chat and whatnot and be around our fellow geeks and nerds and
Get some coffees and bomb cookies and
bobas.
Yeah.
What are those things that he makes? Musa babies? Oh my god, those things are amazing.
I haven't what is that?
It's like it's just deliciousness is what it is.
It's just, I don't even know what it is.
I don't even know what it is. It's just good.
Yeah.
But shout out to those guys over at Watchtower. Thanks for all that you guys do as well.
All right. So, like I said, it is just me and Kiki this episode, as well as next week's episode. We'll be coming to you every week. Just 2 geeks. Well, I'm a baby geek, but yeah, just 2, I think, pretty cool women coming to you. We met doing the SLC Wakanda episode, actually.
Yes, we did.
I was not on the panel. I was just kind of doing behind the scenes stuff and then just kind of observed from the corner, which was really cool. But that's how it all began. So we met on this podcast and now we're co-hosting this podcast, which is pretty badass.
Yeah,
so
super badass. Like, I'm so excited that we're doing this. This
yeah,
is awesome.
it is. So what is our topic today? We're going to cover a couple things, actually. So the main topic is going to be feminism, but not just kind of the typical conversation that we have as far as, struggles with sexism and, the patriarchy and all of that fun stuff. But we want to talk a little bit more about intersectional feminism and being more inclusive to all women, not just white women, and also relationships between women and kind of girl hate and stopping that and empowering women. So one aspect of feminism that sometimes gets a little bit overlooked. So did you have a poem? Did you find it?
Yes,
No?
I have poems.
Okay, Kiki has a poem.
Yeah, I'm gonna get all
Just to kind of...
vibey with y'all with these
Yeah.
poems right now. Just looking around, I do love poetry. Poetry is amazing to me. The power of words is amazing to me, and so as I read these to you, just take them in, analyze them a little bit. The first one I want to share, just found it on Google Images, just and whatnot, but I thought this was awesome. There is beauty in a woman who has the strength and determination to follow their own path and isn't thrown off by obstacles along the way. Sister, you are beautiful. Is there anything more to be said after that?
Not
Like,
really,
that was pretty powerful to me. And so we'll go back to that one. The other ones I want to share with you is by a poet. Her name is Rupi
Kaur, I think. Sorry if we butchered that.
Sorry,
I doubt
yeah.
she listens, but still.
Right. We don't want to butcher names, but yeah, Rupi, Kaur, I believe. So the first one that she said that she has up here that I'm looking at is the greatest lesson a woman should learn. The greatest woman. You guys are all great women. The greatest lesson a woman should learn that day one, she's already had everything she needs within herself. It's the world that convinced her she did not.
Ooh, that's deep.
Right?
That's
Right?
deep.
We're gonna dive a little deeper. Here's one more for you. Strong women feel good about each other's success. We all move forward when we recognize how resilient and striking the women around us are.
Huh,
like that
that's
one.
like the perfect transition for what we're talking about.
Right.
And also, just side note before we really dive into this, is this episode, yes, we're two female co-hosts, and yes, we're talking about feminism, but this is not like a women-only episode.
No.
This is, no. Men, you need to listen to this too. Because it's going to help you understand the women in your life, whether it's your significant other, mother, sister, friend, whatever.
A woman who that you admire.
Yeah, coworker, anyone.
Yeah.
So please listen if you are a man as well, because this dialogue is very important. So,
Indeed.
diving right in, as far as how we came up with this topic, clearly feminism is something that affects us every day. But as far as this aspect of it, relationships between women and empowering other women and specifically girl hate, how did we come about this topic? Well, for me, this has always been a really intriguing, important topic for me. About 2 years ago, I think, I don't know how it came about, but one of my friends back home, so I'm from Boston, so one of my friends back home added me to this private Facebook group, and I was like, what the heck is this? And basically what it is it's just a bunch of awesome women. There's like 200 of us, and it's just a support system. It's just a place where you can post about absolutely anything, whether it's relationships, work, money, health issues, whatever it is. And we all just kind of come in and support each other and give each other advice and just really help each other out. And anytime there really haven't been many issues, but anytime there is some type of conflict, that's shut down right away. And it's really helped me to realize how conditioned we are to compete with other women and how messed up it is and how it can really prevent us from having great friendships with these women. And also just, I had noticed it a few times in myself, and it's a hard habit to break, but it was something that I definitely noticed and was like, oh yeah, wow, this is pretty messed up.
Right.
This is something I have to pay attention to. And I already caught myself, my gut instinct was to, shut down and be competitive with this girl and be, shut off and mean to this girl, but I didn't even give her a chance to see who she really was. And so once I learned to kind of rewire how I approach those situations, it really made a huge difference in how I interact with other women.
Right. So, I mean, and to go along with that, like, basically what you're saying is you are self-reflecting within yourself, right?
Mhm.
Like, I think you'll be surprised how many people don't do that.
Yeah.
You guys gotta, everybody, including me, and I'm not trying to say that I don't, because I'm trying to do better about this myself. So me personally, I'm from California, grew up in a very big family. My grandma had 14 kids. She had a lot of kids. I have,
Heyo.
right? There was 9 girls, and so I've been surrounded by very amazing, powerful women my entire life. But of course, as an individual, when you go out into the world, because that's my family, when you go out into the world and see other women, it could be very different. And so I definitely grew up a tomboy. I have no sisters. I have 2 brothers in my family, my immediate family.
Same.
Right? And so, like, growing up around boys, kind of being a tomboy, that already is sometimes, I think, kind of sets this mind shift in your mind about woman versus man. You know what I mean?
Right, and you have to learn how, other than your mom and any relatives, you have to learn how to interact with women, usually in school. That's usually your first real interaction that is outside of family.
Right. And so, like, for me, it was just very... I caught that, I saw myself, like you were saying, like, in competition with women. Especially if there was a boy I liked, and I knew that he was going to like her more than me. And definitely, I'm owning up. I mean, I have insecurities. I struggle heavily, surprisingly to a few people, with just self-confidence and, like, trying to identify my own insecurities. But that can come across as when I look at other women, and I automatically either want to be in competition or I automatically shut down. There's no, like, middle ground. And so I'm, again, self-reflecting and looking at myself to be like, no, there's just an opportunity here for me to get to know this woman. And 9 times out of 10 be inspired by her.
Right. And that's the thing, is we're not helping each other by automatically tearing each other down and trying to be in competition with each other. You know, if you meet a girl... It's hot.
It's hot, guys. I'm over here fanning myself.
If you meet a girl that, you automatically are just nasty to, or you kind of just are not approachable and friendly to, you create an awkward situation that doesn't have to be there. Not saying you have to be best friends with that person, but it's just, and that can lead to drama down the road, and it's just so unnecessary.
And I'm sorry, there's drama everywhere, but if I have to be honest, girl drama is the most nasty thing I've ever seen. It is the most, like, did I just enter into the 5th circle of hell right now?
Yeah.
Like, what is going on?
I know it's such a campy example, but the movie Mean Girls. Right. They create it all themselves. Right. It's about competition over boys, about who's prettier, who's more popular, and none of it is necessary. Right. You see by the end that they're like, hey, this is stupid. Let's just cut that out. Now, that being said, one thing that some of us struggled with in that group was, we were trying so hard to support each other and not participate in girl hate. But every once in a while, there'd be a girl who would post and she's like, hey, I'm dealing with this girl. I'm trying so hard to be nice, but she's just being a bitch. I don't know what to do.
Right.
And that's the thing, is it's one thing to not like someone because of XYZ, but just deciding to hate a girl just because she's another woman, that's when it's an issue. So that's the thing, is you might try your hardest to get to know this person, be friendly, be open, and they're just not a good person. Right. Same thing, men and women, there's just going to be assholes in the world. So you don't have to like every single woman, but you just have to put that little bit of effort forward at first, just to at least give them a chance. Right. Because if you just automatically cut them off, I almost did that with someone, and I had to kind of check myself. And we ended up being really good friends. And I was like, if I had just cut her off and instantly made her an enemy in competition, I would have never had that friend.
Right. And remember that, like, when you do see this girl, whoever she may be out there, if you have someone like what Kat's talking about, 9 times out of 10, she's probably thinking the same thing about you.
Yup.
So both of you guys being in the same exact spot, don't even let that opportunity, happen to where you guys are sizing each other up, like, who is this? And all, giving her the look. Y'all know what I'm talking about with the look, the up and down.
That's the worst.
You're right.
Like, you feel that in your soul.
Right,
Ugh.
right. And so don't even let that happen. Just, if anything, again, like, acknowledge each other. Start slow. Hi, what's your name? Where you're from? Like,
one trick that because some people are like, this is kind of conditioned within me. And I get it, because that's kind of, unfortunately, how society has made us think, is we see a woman, she's kind of automatically competition. But one thing that, and it's, if you want to just start small, one thing that I've found that's helped me is, and you don't want to be ingenuine about it, but one thing that's helped me is just little compliments. It's amazing how far that can go. I see a girl who, maybe it seems like she doesn't like me that much. Like, there's a girl that I work with who, I don't know if it's just her demeanor or what, but it seems like she isn't a huge fan of me. And so, she'll walk into work and I'm like, hey, she has a cute top on. And so I tell her that. I'm like, hey, your top's really cute. And she's like, oh, thanks. And it automatically gives you a positive interaction, even if they maybe don't receive it well. That positive vibe comes off of you, and that you don't have to compliment every single, oh my God, I love your dress, your hair, and your be up their butt about it. But it just helps bring out some positivity, and it really helps a lot.
Right, and along with that too, like when you're giving compliments, like you said, like it doesn't even necessarily have to be like something external. I like your dress, I like your hair, whatever. If you guys are like working with each other, for example, like, and she spoke up in a meeting, I really like how you spoke up in that meeting, or I really like how brave you were, like let those, like, just make sure whenever you're complimenting as a icebreaker, to be just genuine about it. You know?
Exactly, because people can tell when you're fake.
Yeah, and that could be the road to hell.
So that's the thing, is it's such a small thing, but it will help just kind of get it. It's creating a new habit.
Right.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, along with that though, like thinking about, again, like start that way as far as how to build those relationships, because at the end of the day, how we treat each other, actions are creating the narratives that we're always fighting against in society, to me. And so
we're bringing in some patriarchy a little bit.
Just a little bit. But like how I'm treating this girl, our interactions, people are seeing that. We're in a society, we're in a world full of people. People are seeing that. And so how we treat each other is key. If we're all looking at just trying to empower each other, because let's be honest, right now, with how some women treat other women, don't be surprised if that's why some men have certain views of women, because our actions are creating those narratives where you got to go back to the root cause of issues. So I just think that, like, what we're talking about right now is like, let's change that narrative.
Well, yeah, you observe certain things, and then if you see, like, for example, a young child sees their parents doing something that may not be right, and then they do that, and they're like, well, I saw we're dealing with a cat, not me, the animal cat.
That's Crow, everybody.
And they think that action is okay because they see someone else doing it, and it becomes normal. And to bring in Mean Girls again, there's that scene in the gym where they're having that whole assembly after they pull the fire alarm. And I don't know the exact quote, but I'm pretty sure it's Tina Fey's character. She says, you girls have to stop calling each other's bitches and whores, or sluts and whores, whatever, because you're only making it okay for the boys to call you that. And it's true. If we are constantly just at each other, then that kind of makes that okay for men to start doing that, and for other people in our lives to start doing that. And honestly, it's already hard enough being a woman in this world. All we're doing is just making it harder. If we all, and the same thing can go for, race and, people in the LGBTQIA community. If we're all just going at each other, how the hell are we going to make any improvements? How the hell are we going to, help each other rise up?
Right.
You know?
Moving forward, people. Moving forward. That is my motto right now. Like, just got to keep moving forward. But don't just say it. Really put things into actions to help you move forward. So, those little things, like the way we treat each other, that is a step in moving forward. And it's hard. I know. There's a lot of hate out there right now. You're angry. I'm angry. This person's angry. Whatever. Like, there's a lot of anger and hate. And for just reasons. But we gotta take a step back and look at the bigger picture.
Yeah, because I think about it and I'm like, and it would be, this is a pretty big dream, but if all or most women could just stop bitching at each other for just a little, just a minute, and we all banded together, imagine the change that we could make. Right. It would be amazing.
And we've seen that. It's not like that's been unheard of. There are cases and events in time, history from way back when to even now of women banding together for just causes and whatnot. And so, I mean, I just right off the top of my head, like thinking about Melanin Magic. I believe that was Remy Ma. She kind of did something with that. Sorry if I don't have the exact article, but I remember reading about it briefly. But like I just remember like on Twitter and whatnot, Instagram, you just see this hashtag Melanin Magic, like being proud to be a black woman, being proud of your natural hair. When you see another sister, like you compliment her, black girl magic. Like it was just a really powerful thing that kind of like was circling around, and I hope it is still circling around. I don't see it as much anymore, but I'm trying to always think about that just within African American community. But again, stepping outside of that, when you see another woman, just like, woman magic. Like, you're a strong woman. Call her Wonder Woman. I don't care.
There's a quote. It's a little corny, but I like the underlying message of it. It's something along the lines of, don't be afraid to fix another woman's tiara. Or, no. It's, like, fix another woman's tiara without telling her it was crooked in the first place, or something like that. So it's like help each other, but you don't need to, tear each other down or insult each other in the meantime.
That is cool. Ooh,
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
Yeah,
I like that. Girl, I got you. Girl, I got you. Let me fix that for you. But I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna do it for you.
Yeah, it's... But actually, going off of what you just said, I think that's a good transition into another really, really important part of feminism that doesn't get enough attention is intersectional feminism. Now, what the hell is intersectional feminism? For you, those of you who don't know, that is just being all-inclusive in feminism. So that is including women of color, trans women, just all humans who identify as women. So we're not just, working for the white women. I think it was Angela Davis. We went to go see her speak, and she talks about how when women got the right to vote, and she's like, no, white women got the right to vote. And she mentioned something about the glass ceiling and about, how we shouldn't just be fighting for the women who are already at the top. We need to reach all women, and we need to include all women.
Yep. So true. All women. Like, it's too powerful. I don't even know.
Enough said. We're done on that. And it's so hard because it's like, well, how? I don't have any specific ways, but we just all need to have each other's back and not, not leave out anyone because of color, because of their orientation, anything like that. We need to just fight for all women.
And I wish this could still happen, because I know everything is very situational, and everybody's situations will be different with how they interact with someone or whatnot. But I would be really interested to hear, like, our listeners, like, if you guys have a story, if you have a question, like a situation, what do I do? What would you do if you were in my shoes? Please, after listening to this, go on our Facebook page, or Twitter, or whatever, and ask us. Like, I would love to just hear the story, and like we can definitely, me and Kat are pretty active social media wise, so we will get back to you ASAP with like, wow, have you tried this? Have you thought about this? Have you, put yourself in her shoes, so just if you have anything like that, don't be afraid to reach out to us.
Yeah, and we're happy to, and here's the other thing about the SLC sit down that we've kind of mentioned before is we're not just going to, talk about feminism today and, okay, check, that's done. We're going to be bringing back a lot of topics and just talking about different, there's so many layers to all of these topics. So we're going to dig more into feminism. We're going to dig more into race relations. We're going to talk about the LGBTQIA community, geek stuff. So it's all going to come back. So don't be afraid to reach out about topics that we've kind of already discussed. Like we said before, we do have a Twitter, SLC Sit Down. We do also have an email. It's slcsitdownpodcast@gmail.com. So feel free to reach out to us in any of those social media avenues. And we're happy to, if it fits in on an episode or even just a shout out in the beginning of an episode, we're happy to do that. Or, if you want to keep something anonymous or private, that's totally cool too. But yeah, we want this to be very interactive. So yeah, right. Reach out, Twitter, Facebook, all that fun stuff.
Right. Who is a woman who inspires you, Kat?
Ooh. I feel like this is a cop-out, but it has to be my mom.
I'm going to say the same thing.
Yeah, I love my mom. I don't know if she listens to this, but hi, Mom. My mom has always been my best friend since I was little, and to this day. She's back in Massachusetts. I miss the crap out of her. But she's just always been very strong and very independent. My parents split up when I was 9, and she just, was a single mom and, just kicked ass. And she, worked, but she also pursued her passions. She also loves theater. She just got her master's in theater education.
Hey. Shout
out to Mom. But the biggest thing is she helped me learn how to stand up for myself and not take any shit from anyone. It took me a while to learn that, but I always had her, she helped kind of lay the foundation for that and helped me realize that you don't have to stick around a bad situation, and if you need to make a change, you have to do what's best for you. And she also taught me to value just being an educated woman. And you don't necessarily have to have a PhD for that, just to embrace...
Common sense.
Yeah. Well, please. But just to embrace your intelligence. And that's gone a long way for me. So, my mom.
Yep.
She.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do it. Like, I got to shout out to my mom, Frances Coelho. Hey, Mom. She's basically the same situation. It's funny how your hosts literally almost have the same situations. We're connected.
That's why we work so well together.
I know. We're connected, Kat. Yeah, my mom, same thing. Raised 3 kids pretty much by herself. Has gone through some shit. Like, I mean, going back and just like, growing up, being raised by her, it was just like, I don't think I could have done what you did.
Yup.
Like, that is insane. You really are a superhero. Like, you're Wonder Woman. Like, I just don't. She would make like $10 stretch, you know what I mean? And it is what it is. She kept it real. You're gonna eat rice and beans for a week, yo. Like, it is what it is. We're poor.
Spaghetti-o.
Okay, like, we're poor. It is what it is. Like, she just kept it real. She kept it. She kept going, no matter how many times she stayed up late crying or dealing with, abusive alcoholic men. Like, that was my dad. I'll be honest with y'all. I'm an open book. But, like, yeah, my dad was an alcoholic. And so, I mean, it was just crazy to go back and think about it. And I'm just like, wow, she's still standing. Like, despite all that shit, like, you're still here. And so I can only strive to be like her. And she's just amazing. Like, and she's a nerd too, which is like the cherry on top.
I was just about to say, we talk about geek stuff on this podcast, and biggest superheroes, moms. Basically. Shout out to all the moms.
All the moms.
We had Mother's Day a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mom. Are you the youngest?
I'm the middle child.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
I have an older brother and a little brother, and I kind of get happy when she's just like, I don't ever have to worry about my daughter. And I'm like, heck yeah, middle child, and she raised me well. No, my brothers are also fantastic. I just like rubbing it in their face.
I was just going to say, because I'm the baby. So, well, I love saying that I'm the favorite daughter because it's true.
And you're the only daughter, right?
Well, yeah, so I'm automatically, I mean, I still know that I'm her favorite out of all the children, but, you know, favorite daughter for sure.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, shout out to the moms, man. And to all the moms listening, whether you're single mom, or you're still in your relationship with your husband and stuff, shout out to you. You do a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So remember that. And with that, moms, women, because of how strong we are, I just want to make that clear, how strong we are automatically makes us sexy.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to say that sexy is empowering. Not necessarily just sexy to be sexy and slutatious and all that shit.
Slutatious.
That is a word. Slutatious. Huh. Like, sexy is empowering. And, like, I kind of wanted to just, like, touch on that just because, I mean, sex sells. We're in a world where sex will sell.
Sorry.
And, like,
bumping into stuff. Don't mind me.
Don't mind me. I'm the one over here drinking, too. She's got water. No, I'm just...
It's fine. It was the cat. Just blame the cat.
Yeah, the actual cat, not the cat that's standing here. No, but
it's fine.
Yeah, the sexy is empowering, and like, yeah, living in a world where sex sells, and there are women who feel like they need to put it out there, so to say, just to catch a man's attention, just to get attention, period, and whatnot. You could do what you want with your body. You could do what you want. I would just advise woman to woman, because I care about all you lovely people out there, that you don't have to take off your clothes. You don't have to put it out there like that to feel sexy, because sexy is empowering. You can be sexy and modest. You can be sexy through confidence, and that alone is still empowering, just so you know.
Well, you can create your own sexy. There's, there are women who, maybe don't have a ton of clothes on and look amazing and feel great about that, and that's nothing wrong with that. And that's great. Yeah. And then there are women who can be covered head to toe and feel sexy and look sexy, and it's all about you. Don't let someone else define sexy for you. Everyone is going to have their opinion regardless. It does not matter, how much you try to appeal to, what society, except I hate saying society, but it's true.
I shouldn't probably say society.
but don't try to, conform to what society thinks is sexy. Just do your thing, wear whatever makes you comfortable, wear whatever makes you feel confident, and you're sexy.
Right. Boom. And I guess I'm just thinking of the women who like maybe feel like they don't have a choice, you know what I mean? Which I know there's some women out there that are like that. And so just know that you don't have to do that. And if you're in a situation where someone is making you feel that way, run. Get out of that situation. Like, you have choices, and you do what's best for you, and you take care of yourself. So, yes. Sexy is empowering people.
It is. And we have the right to be sexy. God damn it.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Yep. I will... Nope, if you...
Yeah.
I don't even know how to put this in words right now, but because I just got mad. But you shouldn't discourage women from feeling good about themselves. Whether it's an outfit, it's a selfie on Instagram or whatever, just let people feel confident. My God, it's...
Right. It takes a lot to be... Speaking from someone who struggles with self-confidence, like, I mean, I feel like I'm doing 10 times better than how I used to be, but, and again, everybody has insecurities. This is just something that I personally struggle with, but just like, 1 minute I can feel totally courageous and sexy and powerful and whatnot, and then the next minute I'm like wanting to just cower in a corner because I'm just like, I'm ugly, or, I'm not good enough, or whatever, and like, true story, like, I had a boyfriend once who, like, was shopping with me, and I was trying on something, and it was kind of like one of those like long kind of flowy dresses and whatnot, But like he was just like, well, you shouldn't wear that because it doesn't like show any figure. You look like a box, like blah blah blah. And I'm just like, okay, I admire you being truthful, but damn, yo, like I couldn't help but just look at myself, and it just immediately shot down my confidence. So it was just like, remember constructive criticism, I guess. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna give criticism on your woman's outfit.
Yeah, and it goes back to, you know, complimenting other women and trying not to, you know, be hostile towards other women. Is
Right.
you want to still be genuine, but you can still be nice
Yeah.
at the same time. You don't have to be totally fake, but just keep it real.
Yeah.
Just keep it real.
Keep it loving and genuine, like you were saying. Because I was just like, damn, yo, do I look like a box? Like
Kiki,
I wouldn't let it go.
Kiki, you will never look like a box.
I couldn't let it go.
Unless
It
you
was crazy.
cosplay as a box. And then you'll be a damn good box. And a sexy box. Because if you feel confident, then you're sexy.
Oh, thank you so much, Kat. That makes me feel good. I'm wearing a box now.
Yes.
At Comic-Con.
New cosplay.
New cosplay, wear the Kiki box.
We're the
Oh, I love it so much.
Well,
Dude, I think, are we ready for the closeout advice?
I think we are. Oh, man.
Closeout advice, man. We talked a lot. We talked a lot about some really deep, powerful things. I would say my closeout advice, find a woman. It could be your neighbor, coworker, your best friend, your mom. Find a woman and compliment. I like that, what we talked about. Compliment her. And don't just be, oh, I like your hair. You know, that's okay. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. But, like, let it be just a genuine compliment. It could be a thank you. It could be, I like the way you do this. You inspire me this way because of who you are as a woman. Like, just something like that. I'm all for solutions. I'm all for collective impact. I'm all for putting things into action to get things moving. And so to do me a favor and do that. Go find someone and compliment them. Tell them how much you care, you
Genuine
love.
compliment.
Genuine compliment, how much you love and care for them and how much they inspire you.
I like that. Definitely piggybacking off of that. I love the idea of women inspiring each other. But also, if my piece of advice, I would say, and it's hard, because I think as a woman, you're so used to seeing feminism from your point of view and how it affects you directly and maybe a few people around you. But I would say try to just open up your field of vision a little bit, if you will, and just try and just be a little bit more perceptive as far as how it's affecting the women around you, and not just putting it in a box as far as, like, you know, feminism and sexism and unfair because of does this to me and me and me.
They're
and
just internalizing it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it goes along with, you know, actions creating narrative and how you're interacting with the people around you in your own environment. And yeah, because if you see someone who's maybe struggling with something that you can help with, or you notice, you know, something with another woman, just try and be a little bit more aware of the world around you and the women around you and how it's affecting them and not just you, which is hard, but
I'm actually learning that because I feel like I internalize it a lot. On certain things. I wouldn't say everything related to feminism, but definitely just on a few things I internalize it, which I need to do better at. Again, like self-reflect. So there's nothing wrong with necessarily starting off only knowing what you know and internalizing that, but make the transition to go outward.
Right.
You can't move forward and look out until you've dealt with what's going on inside.
But yeah, it's just those little baby steps to being more inclusive, being more intersectional, and just being a better you.
Right.
So.
Right.
All
awesome.
right.
Close out advice. Take it. Go. Birdies. Fly. Recommendations. We got some recommendations for you. Since I am a movie buff, I can't help but give you at least 2 movies that are my personal favorite, that are the woman empowering, kick-ass movies out there. There's tons, and it was really hard for me to narrow down 2, guys. So if you want more movies to watch, hit us up. I can totally give you more movies. But the 2 I'll leave you with is Enough. And
Love that movie.
That one's a little bit of a
It's a little on the violent side.
yeah, just a little bit. It's a thriller drama. It's a little on the violent side. I wouldn't necessarily recommend letting your young girls watch it, but maybe, teenagers, older women out there. It stars Jennifer Lopez.
Old school J-Lo.
Old school J-Lo.
Love it.
Love it. But she's a working class waitress. She ends up getting married, and this dude does beat her and whatnot. And it's almost like he changed overnight, the way you see it in the movie and whatnot. And so she has to make some hard decisions on what she needs to do for her daughter and for herself to get out of that situation. And it's pretty rough. But by the end, if you're not up cheering in your living room like it was the damn Super Bowl, I don't know what to tell you, because I know I was. But very good movie, very inspiring on just, again, showing the strength of a woman and what you need to do to protect yourself, what you need to do to move forward and whatnot. And I'm not just to be clarify, I'm not recommending that movie because I'm like, men,
Beat the shit out of no.
Yeah, no. It's a good movie for men too. You know what I mean? Like, especially if you're looking at signs of abuse and whatnot. Like, I mean, that movie was big on that. Like, what are the signs of abuse? We know that's a real thing. So men, it's good for men to watch too, because you could look for those signs. And good for women too. The other movie I would recommend is How to Make an American Quilt. Old school movie, that was 1995, but oh my God, it's so good. Film adaptation, drama, starring Winona Ryder, and she's a graduate student. She goes to visit her grandma, I believe, and whatnot. It's been a while since I've seen this movie too, but I love it. And her grandma is a part of a quilting community, and they're making a quilt about like the greatest love that they've ever experienced in their life. So then you go into each piece of the quilt from each woman that's in that group and just what they dealt with finding love and finding who they were on their journey from being young women to where they are now, being older. It's such a good
I haven't
movie.
seen that, but now I have to.
It is so good. It is fantastic. Please watch it. And even her, she's like about to be married, and so it was like kind of like this nice cool thing that she was like learning these lessons through the quilting community that her grandma was in, on like, is she ready to get married? Is she ready for love? It's a change in her life. It's really, really good, guys. If you've never seen it, highly recommend that one too.
Cool. I have one recommendation for a documentary. I am a bit of a documentary buff, as you'll find as this goes on, I'm sure. This one you can actually find on Netflix. It's called Misrepresentation. It's just a pretty basic look at just feminism and sexism, specifically in the U.S. And it's just a great piece overall, but if you're just trying to get your foot in the door and kind of learn about feminism and sexism and some of the issues that women face, definitely watch it. It came out in 2011. Like I said, it's on Netflix. It's a quick, easy watch. Definitely recommend it. Yeah, so awesome. I think that's it for recommendations.
Great
and then
recommendations, guys. Go check it out.
And then we have a couple events just to let you know about, and then we're out of here. First one we mentioned last time was Laughs Matter. It's going to be this Thursday, so tomorrow, the 31st at Wise Guys, the downtown Gateway location. It's at 7 p.m. All the proceeds go to help kids go to summer camp. It's run by Black Lives Matter. Tickets are only $10. It's got great comedians. It's got our own Jay Whitaker, my friend and hilarious lady Natasha Maurer, and a couple great, awesome people. And also a performance by our own Ashley Finley, who's a great poet.
Oh, I didn't know that.
She's going to be performing.
Love Ashley, yay.
Shout out to Ashley, we love you.
I got my tickets. I'm super excited. You guys be there at this
Yeah,
thing.
We'll both be there, so
yeah.
let's hang out. Let's laugh. Let's help some kids.
Come hang out with us.
And then also, this has been in high demand, episode 1. Some of you were like, where the hell is episode 1? So episode 1 was how this all got started. It was the SLC Wakanda breakdown of Black Panther, which was kind of its own separate thing until Kiki and I kind of took the reins. So we're going to be uploading episode 1 if you want to check that out, probably on like Thursday, Friday, just so you can have your complete SLC sit-down experience. So keep an eye out for that if you want to dig into Black Panther, we'll be releasing that probably like Thursday, Friday.
Which is really cool that you guys have been requesting that. Again, thank you so much for following us and wanting to be a part of this journey. So that's awesome. Other events coming up, we got STEMCon July 11th. So the Utah After School Network, in partnership with the Salt Lake Regional After School Network, is putting on this this event, and it will be at the Sorensen Unity Center, and then it's basically celebrating after school and summer learning day. So coming to this event, you're gonna see some educators and some kids talking about why after school and summer programming is so important, and to invest in these programs, and to invest in informal STEM education, which is very important. So all you Tony Starks and Shuris out there, you need STEM to have those skills. And so come, we're going to get some cosplayers involved, and it's going to be a blast, you guys. So I'll be there, so please come. And then, of course, celebrating the next big con coming up this summer, Salt Lake Gaming Con, July 6th and 7th. Go get your tickets. I will be there in cosplay. I'm thinking a diva from Overwatch and Pokemon is what I'm thinking right now, but that's going to be fantastic. I know the website is down currently right now. I think they're having some server issues, but you can still reach out to them on Twitter and whatnot, and Facebook, I believe. So yeah, go get your tickets. Gaming Con, it's going to be great.
I might be there. I don't know. I'm not really a gamer, and I'm not very.
I'm
not very good at game. I might just go to go, but
yeah,
I'm not. I'm not a good
gamer.
gamer.
You don't have to be a gamer to go. Like, I play, but I mean, once upon a time I didn't, and I would have still gone just because I want to be around that stuff.
Cool.
So yeah, please.
Well, yeah, support these events. Like I said, we'll be at most of them.
Yes.
So come hang out. Like I said, reach out to us on Facebook, Twitter, SLC Sit Down, and yeah, join us again next Woke Wednesday.
Woke Wednesday, you guys. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Peace.
Bye.